Hi there. I'm Naeem Amir, one of the employability officers working for the Career Service at Cardiff Metropolitan University. I'm really pleased that Rowena Morgan, who is the Programme Manager for Graduate Programme Wales, has joined us today. Rowena is responsible for recruiting graduates for their new programme, which starts later this year in September. Rowena, welcome to Cardiff Met's Career Service, and thank you for your time.
Oh, and thank you so much, Naeem. Really appreciate the opportunity to be here and reach out to your students. So thank you.
Oh, great. Good to hear. Rowena, tell us about the Financial Services Graduate Programme.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so the Financial Services Programme was started in 2013 by 4 employers based in Cardiff, who your students will recognise: Admiral, Principality, Atradius, and what is now Vauxhall Finance. So the ambition of the programme really is to create and retain a great talent pool of graduate talent in the region. So the way the programme operates is quite unique to the UK in that our graduates will have an opportunity to rotate across many different companies. So we now have around 16 companies involved in the consortium, and I'll tell you a little bit about who they are a bit later on. But for graduates who don't quite know what they want to do with their degree, but they're interested in this whole world of financial services, this is a brilliant opportunity for them. So over a 2-year period, they'll have the chance to try different job roles, different companies, different cultures, over 3 8-month placements. And alongside that, as employers, we've designed a master's qualification. So the graduates will study that master's qualification in financial services. And the aim of that whole academic piece is to really enable them to apply their learning back into the workplace. So it's very unique in this region, for sure. And we've taken on about 165 graduates since we started the programme, and over 98% of them, excuse me, will secure a permanent role, because they'll find the job that they want to focus on and they'll find the company that they love to work for. So it's a win-win really for graduates and employers alike.
Oh, incredible. That sounds such an incredible programme. Anyway, you mentioned some employers there. Can you tell us some more information about all the employers that are taking part of the programme?
Yes, absolutely. So we've got a range of companies, your corporates, some global businesses, and some small, medium-sized businesses. So again, all operating within the financial services sector. So we've got to have Admiral, Atradius that I've mentioned earlier. We have a number of the banks involved in the programme, so building societies, so Hodge Bank, Principality Building Society, Monmouthshire Building Society based in Newport, and some asset finance companies, so Propel Finance, Vauxhall Finance, and the likes of Legal and General, LexisNexis, and Optimum Credit. I think I've covered them all there, but really interesting because a range of different subsectors within financial services.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. How many graduates are you looking to recruit this year?
Yes, so we run a financial services programme every 2 years. So our current programme is coming to an end in August. So we are looking for 45 amazing graduates now to start our September programme, which again will be a 2-year programme. And in terms of the entry requirements for that, obviously the graduates would need the right to live and work in the UK. And also we look for a 2-1 minimum, but any degree discipline. So, we've had graduates, anything from physiotherapy graduates right through to your accounting and finance. So it doesn't matter to us, it's the skills and the attitude that they bring with them.
Oh, incredible. Because one of my questions was going to be, imagine I'm a sports management student or a graphic design graduate, can I still apply?
Absolutely. So yeah, absolutely. And we've had sports management students that make brilliant underwriters, strangely enough. And I think that's the beauty of the program. It's not the degree you've studied, it's what skills you've developed from that degree is what we are really interested in. So, the ability to analyze information, research, communicate it, solve problems, work as a team, organize time and, project work. They're the attributes that we're really looking to pull out from that degree. And obviously, we recognize that some degrees are more technical than others. So I guess those graduates studying accounting and finance, for example, would probably be more suited in their minds to an accounting finance placement. However, very often their opinions change significantly once they're actually working in a finance environment, and then they could go into a strategic marketing role and absolutely love it, and vice versa. So it's really interesting how what the degree that graduates study doesn't necessarily dictate the career path that they're actually going to really enjoy in the future. And over that 2-year period, they really get the chance to try before they buy, I guess, in terms of where they want to focus. So it's very interesting to see where they start and what they come in with and where they end up in a permanent role. Very interesting.
That's really reassuring to hear for many of our students, because there are students who are currently studying or are graduates of certain subjects that aren't really related to finance, but they are or want to enter the financial services industry and sector as well. So this will be certainly news to their ears. So thank you very much for that. Rowena, what's the starting salary for this particular program?
So our starting salary is around the 19K mark. The salary does rise incrementally, which was not yet confirmed over the 2 years. So every rotation, there'll be a slight increment as the graduates progress throughout the programme. But I guess the other, huge draw for graduates is the fact that the Masters is fully funded. So debt-free, which is huge, hugely important. So it's a win-win, really.
Absolutely. And ironically, you've kind of answered my next question, because I was going to ask about the additional professional development. Can you tell us a little bit more about this master's that all the graduates will study for?
Yes, absolutely. So as I mentioned earlier, the master's qualification comes from employer consultation. So our employers are telling us this is what we want the graduates to cover over a 2-year period, which will give them a really great foundation in financial services. So typically, so it's study part-time. We're probably going to look at some block release delivery this time around, which is a change from our previous masters. But in terms of the modules that the graduates will study, they'll be looking at an introduction to financial services and that whole regulatory environment. They'll be studying financial management and analysis, covering off project management skills, strategic and business transformation, which is huge at the moment. So most of our graduates in our current program are all working on business, transformation projects of some description. So there's a dedicated module for that. And of course, data and fintech, which, is hugely important now, and it will be increasingly so in the future. The other modules are, understanding customers, so customer insights and innovation. So a broad grounding in the skills that, we would like a well-rounded financial services professional to come out the other end with. But the interesting thing about the way we've designed that master's is that 80 of the 180 credits are all from work-based projects. So when the graduates start their placement, their manager will be identifying a project that they'll be working on. and that will be turned into an academic submission to count towards their masters. So you can imagine the CV at the end of the 2 years is very, very strong with
Absolutely.
Business projects, and not only that, but they can talk about the result, the impact that they had on that project, the impact of the project itself, and the results that they, it makes great fodder for those graduates when they are applying for permanent roles to be able to cite, I worked on this with Admiral, I worked on this with Legal and General. It's just, incredible. And we deliberately designed it that way.
Oh, brilliant. Great. After the 2 years, after the scheme is completed, what kind of opportunities could the graduates then go on to?
Oh, crikey. Yeah. So we have a liaison manager that works with the graduates all the way through the programme,
Okay.
but particular emphasis in their last 8 months with us, and that the focus then shifts into helping them with their employability skills, and also identifying what type of jobs that they are now looking for. To be honest, what typically happens is the employers get to know the graduates on the programme so well, when a job comes up, they'll reach out to us, to that graduate as well. So our success rate is actually, before the programme finishes, we try and make sure that they're all in a permanent role before the programme even finishes. So, and that's what typically happens. So, saying earlier, it's a win-win for the employers because they've got access to this great talent pool. So whenever vacancies come up, they can immediately look to that pool. And graduates also, have known the companies, and, they're in pole position really to apply when those jobs come up. So, and I think that's why it's been such a successful model, because it's big. It's a win-win for the grads. It's a win-win for the employers.
Absolutely, everyone's a winner. No, I've followed this program. I followed this program for many years, and I've seen the results in terms of employment, in terms of how the students, or I should say the graduates, have progressed with their careers after undertaking the program, and they've gone on to such incredible and amazing things.
We've got a couple of graduates who we've got one on our strategic board. He's now MD of one of the business units. So many, and other graduates now managing our new graduates because they've gone into senior management positions. It's been really, it's been a joy to watch.
So would some of the older graduates who've gone through the program, could they potentially act as mentors to the new graduates coming through the program?
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, and that's very often the case, and the graduates find that really beneficial, particularly from an academic work-based project perspective, where they're not quite sure how to approach a project and might be a little bit nervous talking to their managers, but they're quite happy to talk to a grad who's been through that process before. So yeah, we do encourage that, and we've got a huge alumni of grads very willing to help. The other program I didn't mention that we've just launched, we've launched an 8-month fast track data AI graduate program that's running at the moment, and one of our graduates on that program is actually linked in with a previous graduate who's now working in Paris with Admiral, and the two of them have connected, and we're seeing great results from that. It's a real confidence booster for them.
Brilliant, thank you for that. And my final question, what tips or advice can you offer Cardiff Met students or graduates to make their applications stand out?
That's a great question. I love this question. So our recruitment process is in a number of stages, and the first thing we ask for is a CV and cover letter. I'm not particularly interested in people's CVs because, we know they've been to university. What I am really interested in is their cover letter. So my
Interesting.
strong advice, they're the standouts. So the people who put a lot of time and thought into personalizing that cover letter and elements of their CV for this program. So if we see a cover letter with somebody who is, say, has looked into what's happening with the world of financial services, the impact on it, is saying how interested they would be to be part of the whole transformation post Brexit, post COVID, it's just adding another layer of intelligence to that cover letter and really, really customizing it. They know who the companies are involved in the program. They're telling us why they would love to work for them, what type of roles they want to work. So it's not just, a cover letter, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. We see so much of that. The standouts are those people who really go that extra mile and tell us exactly why we should select them. And we can almost tell from that early stage who's going to make it in the other end.
Oh no, that's great. Because the emphasis seems to be more so on the CV and less so on the cover letter. So really interesting to hear that the emphasis certainly for you and the whole recruitment process, the focus is very much more so on the cover letter as the first stage, certainly.
Absolutely. Yeah, it does really make people stand out. So, I think rather than graduates just firing off CVs, we see hundreds, we get about 600 CVs. So it is that sort of letter that goes with it, that email that goes with it, that
Yeah.
makes us sit back and think, oh, this is good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And can you just give us the details regarding the closing date and ensuring that that our students and graduates get their details to you in time?
Yes, brilliant. So our campaign is open now. For information about the programme and to read, some of our graduates' testimonials and case studies, the website is buzzwales.co.uk. So
Great, thank you.
double Z Wales, all one word. Also, we're on LinkedIn, Graduate Programme Wales. So I'd really encourage students to follow us on LinkedIn. So in terms of applying for the programme now, all students need to do is send their fantastic cover letter and CV to recruitment@wccf.uk, and our closing date for applications is 31st of March this year.
Brilliant.
Our fast track data AI programme recruitment will start in June. And again, if they keep their eye on Buzz Wales, all the information will be on there for them.
Excellent. Brilliant. Rowena, thank you so much for your time. I thoroughly enjoyed meeting you and chatting to you, and thank you so much for promoting the program. It really is a program to die for. It really is, and it's certainly a program that has created a buzz with the students that I'm currently talking to. So I'm helping some students at the moment with their CVs, and now more so, more so their cover letter as well. So I'm really pleased that you've emphasised that you've brought that to the table, because that is often, as I mentioned earlier, an area that not just our students and graduates, but all individuals tend not to put the emphasis or the time or the detail into as well. So
it's a golden nugget.
no, brilliant. Thank you again. I really appreciate it. I wish you all the best and good luck with looking at all those applications. I'm sure you're going to be inundated, and maybe we can meet up later on this year to talk about the program that you'll be recruiting for. This is the data science one, yes?
Absolutely. That would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, and thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate that, and good luck to all your students that apply.
Fingers crossed. All the best. Take care, Rowena. See you soon.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.